Good evening. My name is Henry Dotson, founder of Our Journeys of Faith Christian Cancer Coaching, where we help people, Christians, transform their cancer journeys from an experience of overwhelm, fear, and anxiety to a purposeful journey of faith. And this is Think About It Thursday, where we talk about the spiritual cancer journey that a Christian will go on if they lean into their faith. And that's really how you transform it from just a typical cancer experience where you're worried about things in the body and the mind, and you don't lean into your faith. So this week, I'd just like to say thank you to those who are tuning in and welcome. And we are on a spiritual cancer journey. And what we do on that journey is we talk about the points along the way that you will experience as you go through that cancer journey. And so we have talked about so far the initial part of the journey, and relative to your medical cancer journey, the things that happen pre-diagnosis and and recently diagnosed, and now we're moving on into the active treatment phase where you will be what we call, from the spiritual's perspective, you're on the road of trials. And we've talked for the past few weeks about the road of trials. And we've talked about finding your tribe. And we've talked about divine appointments that you will find along the way. We've talked about the thorns and tribulations that you will experience. And that's the pain and suffering that you will experience as you are on your cancer journey. And now we're moving into another area, and that is that you will have to deal with Satan. Satan is going to try to take advantage of this experience that you're going through for his benefit. And so the question that we have for this Think About It Thursday is, think about how Satan tries to use your suffering on the road of trials to cause you to lose hope. Do you anticipate his attacks, or are you caught off guard? Do you recognize his attacks, or do you not perceive them? Do you stand firm in your faith and in humility before God? And what will you do moving forward when you battle the enemy? So this is sort of an introduction here, the things you're going to experience just because you're going through a cancer journey. That is that you're in this unknown world, and you're going to find yourself going through treatments, and you're going to hear terminology, and you'll be going through a lot of things that are going through your mind. But also realize that you are vulnerable, and Satan is going to try to take advantage of that. And so you must be aware that he doesn't care whether you're sick or well. He's going to continually be after you to try to separate you from God. And so that's where we are thinking about that this week on Think About It Thursday. And we started this week off with our Monday mindset. And the Monday mindset was this: you must battle with the enemy. Just as God has a purpose and an agenda for your cancer journey, so does Satan. Satan wants to use your road of trials to convince you to stop trusting God and to lose hope. Because once you lose hope, your chances of survival are low. So that's what Satan has in store for you as you are on this road of trials, these challenges that you're going to experience as you go through your cancer journey. And so, we just want to think a little bit about this, that you have to have the right mindset that there are things that are going on in the spiritual realm that are not necessarily for your good. So when you're going down this road of trials, there are spirits that are speaking into your life, and they aren't all Jesus or God. The devil has his band of angels too, and they can speak into your thoughts, into your head, and they're trying to get you to lose faith in God and to lose hope. So you need to be aware of that it's real. Some people aren't sure; they don't know whether these things exist, but we know from our experience and our training that they do indeed exist. So you must realize again that you must battle with the enemy. And then what we do after that is we look on Tuesdays, we go to look for a tip that's coming from, it's not a scripture, but it is a quote that supports what we're saying. And there are plenty of places where you find it, but this is the one that I chose for this particular week. And that is, thus the expert in battle moves the enemy and is not moved by him. So the point here is, when you become an expert in discerning those spirits and knowing who's speaking into your thoughts, and knowing who you are and whose you are in God, that you will know the enemy and you will not be moved by him. No matter what he says or what he tries to do, you know whose you are, you know that your trust and your hope is in God, and so you cannot be moved. And now and if you're not moved, then you want him to move. And so that's the idea that you want to take away from the Tip Tuesday, and we support that with scripture. And this scripture is one that may be familiar to some of you, maybe not to others, but it's very appropriate for this week. And that scripture is this: so humble yourselves before God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. So this is James 4:7, and it's pretty obvious as what it's saying here from a scriptural point of view, that you first humbled yourself before God, because you know that it's him that is actually going to take care of this in the spiritual realm. And you come to him knowing that he is going to not forsake you, he's not going to leave you, and it's in your weakness that you actually find your strength. And when you do that and you resist the devil with your humility towards God, then the devil has no choice but to flee. So that kind of gets back again to what we were saying on our Tip Tuesday, that the expert in battle moves the enemy and is not moved by him. So again, that expertise that you have is developed in you because you have grown to trust God, and you know that he is going to support you. And so once you have that expertise, you can move the devil. You resist him with the knowledge of God in this experience, and the devil must flee. So that gets us back again to our Think About It Thursday questions. And they are: think about how Satan tries to use your suffering on the road of trials to cause you to lose hope. Think about what he's doing. He's trying to get you to not believe and not trust in God. He's trying to get you to lose hope, because once you're hopeless, then that's when you start to go down the wrong path. And the questions are: do you anticipate his attacks, or are you caught off guard? So what we're saying there is, do you even recognize that, or do you anticipate that he's going to attack you? Or do you think that your problems are only in the physical world and in your mind? But do you anticipate that he's going to come and try to take advantage of you? Or are you caught off guard? Or have you been caught off guard? Like, I thought all these thoughts were my thoughts. No, those could be Satan speaking to you. And that's the second question. Do you recognize his attacks, or do you not perceive them? So sometimes we think that these ideas that come into our heads are ideas that we have thought of, but sometimes they're not. Satan always puts doubt. If you even go back to the Garden of Eden when he was talking to Eve, he asked her questions to kind of raise doubt in her mind as to about what God really said. Did he really say that? So he's trying those same tactics when he's putting these thoughts into your head. And again, when you are under attack, do you stand firm in your faith? And do you humble yourself to God? So those are the things that we want you to think about on this Thursday. And again, as we go back to what we said, the mindset that we want you to have for Mindset Monday is you must battle with the enemy. You are not going to go through your cancer journey without having Satan show up in it. So as a Christian, you should just be prepared and know what he's trying to do. And whenever you are doubtful, whenever you're questioning anything, just know that God is with you. He has never forsaken you. He loves you. And he didn't cause you to suffer, but he can use your suffering for your good, as it says in Romans 8:28. So I hope that this has been helpful for you, that you recognize when you're on this journey, this cancer journey, that on the spiritual path, you are going to have to battle with the enemy. That should not come as a surprise to you. He's going to be there trying to take advantage of everything with your fear or anything else. He's going to try to amplify that. He's going to want you to focus on your pain. He wants you to worry about things that worry is not going to change. Anything he can do to keep you from getting closer to God, that's what he's going to try to do. So when that time comes up, you must be prepared and you must be ready to battle against him for that. So with that, I'd like to give you a heads up about a few things. As I said last week, we're going to be changing a few things and trying to better serve you in this journey that you're on. And so what we are looking at is I'm going to have what I'm calling our Journey of Faith meetups. And so what that is I'm going to set aside an hour a week, and you'll hear more about the actual times, but it will be a Zoom meeting, and there'll be no agenda. It's just if you want to actually talk to me live, we'll do that for an hour. I don't know who's going to show up. I don't know what you want to talk about, but we'll just talk and find out what's going on with you in your cancer journey. And there's no charge to this. It's just going to be an hour that we're going to talk. And the way it's shaping up, 1 week it will be probably midday for those who can take a break away for lunchtime. And then the next week it'll probably be more around 6 o'clock in the evening, where those who can't and they have to wait until later, they'll have an opportunity to do that. So we'll be alternating back and forth. We'll get specific about the day, and hopefully that will help you to become more engaged and see what we can do to help you in your situation. So with that, there'll be other things coming along too, but that's just one of the changes that we're having. And I hope that you'll find that helpful as you go along in your cancer journey. So with that, I'm going to wish you a good evening, and I look forward to seeing you again next week on Think About It Thursday. And keep paying attention to the Facebook posts and the LinkedIn post, and we do have it also on Instagram. We put out this our Mindset Mondays, Tip Tuesdays, Wisdom Wednesdays, and Think About It Thursdays. And then Friday, I'm going to actually have a Feedback Friday. We're going to have a call to action for you to do something so that we know you're out there, you're listening, and it's making a difference in your life. So until then, take care, God bless, and we'll see you again next week on Think About It Thursday. Bye-bye.